And then number series 3 question, coding, decoding, cubes and dice, blood relation 2 question, comparison 1, direction sense 1 question, 3 into 4 into 5 or 4 into 5 into 3, in whatever manner you write. Then 5, 12, 13, then 7, 20, 4, 25, and then 8, 15, 17. You have written these triplets. From this only you will get to know that 7, 24, 25. This is a Pythagoras triplet. So first statement alone is not sufficient because in this case Q is absent. He is saying R did not steal. This statement is false. If this statement is false, then who has stolen?
The UPSC exam doesn't defeat you with difficulty. It defeats you with confusion, lack of clarity, lack of direction, and preparation that feels scattered. At Vision IAS Delhi, we rebuild your UPSC journey with structure, strategy, and support that doesn't waver. Get complete coverage of GS, CSAT, and essays step by step. PT 365 and Mains 365, so current affairs stop feeling like chaos. Personal mentorship, not just advice, but actual strategy guidance. Test feedback loops because growth begins where guesswork ends. Toppers didn't just prepare, they built the right foundation. Now it's your turn. This isn't just a course, it's where clarity, consistency, and confidence begin. UPSC preparation is not just about reading books or watching online lectures. It requires personal guidance, real discussions, and structured practice. This is where offline mentoring makes all the difference. Unlike online learning, where doubts often remain unresolved, offline mentoring offers direct interaction, real-time feedback, and an environment of discipline and competition. One-to-one sessions help students get tailored advice, strategy corrections, and focused improvement. Every aspirant has different strengths and weaknesses. Personal mentoring helps address them effectively. Ground discussions sharpen analytical thinking and help students develop a multi-dimensional perspective on issues crucial for prelims, mains, and interview. Elocution sessions help in personality development, clarity of thought, and confidence, essential for UPSC interviews. Test writing is the most crucial part of UPSC preparation. It helps in time management, structuring answers, and improving content quality. Offline mentoring is not just about teaching. It's about grooming future officers with the right guidance, discipline, and confidence. So if you are preparing for UPSC, make sure you have the right mentor by your side.
Hello my dear students, very good afternoon all of you. Hanji beta, how many of you appeared this year? So how was the experience? You can't say, but you can say, try. You were, it was? Okay. Okay, beta. So what about, you can say basic numeracy. How was basic numeracy? I'm asking about basic numeracy, beta. You are telling me LR. Difficult one. Hanji, beta. What about you? Okay. I think many of you have already attended my classes. Before the classes, I told you that those who are appearing this year, they need to focus. In case of basic numeracy, I told you 5 topics. Which were the topics? First was the number system. Then I said permutation and combination you should do only if you are comfortable with that. Then I said percentages average mixture allegation, and simple equation. These 5 topics I told you, and fortunately we are getting more than 90% of the questions of basic numeracy from these areas only. So let us have the detailed analysis of the paper. So from basic numeracy and data sufficiency, there were 34 questions. General mental ability or logical reasoning, 17 question. Reading comprehension, it is mistaken, it is written. So it was 29 beta. There were 29 questions from RC. Now this is topic wise analysis. In basic numeracy, 24 question from number system only. Percentage is 3, average is 2. So these were one of the top 5 topics I gave you. So you can say from here only you are getting passing marks. 29 question from these topics only. And then number series 3 question, coding, decoding, cubes and dice, blood relation 2 question, comparison 1, direction sense 1 question. There were 3 miscellaneous question. Every year we are getting a couple of questions from miscellaneous. Reading comprehension 29 question. These data sufficiency 5 questions, these are not separate question. These 5 questions are doubly counted. Out of these, 5 were a part of number system. There were 2 questions of blood relation. One was the normal question and 1 question came under data sufficiency, and there was 1 miscellaneous question. So quickly let's go through the questions. Those who have attended our classes, I think exactly same question was discussed in the class. If you have the notes, you can verify. The question that I gave in the class, fortunately it was 12, then 6, then 9, then 18, and then it was 45. You have to find the next term. That was the question. Exactly same logic is applicable here, only the terms are changed. Instead of, these terms are basically double of these. I gave first term as 12, here it is 24. I gave third term as 9, so here some similar kind of logic is applied here. So you can say 24 multiplied by 0.5. Okay, then this will come out to be 12 beta. Then 12 multiplied by 1. Then 12 multiplied by 1.5, 18. 18 multiplied by 2. What is the logic here? The terms with which you are multiplying, they are forming an AP. This is 0.5, then 1, then 1.5, then 2, then 2.5. You can verify also. What should be the next term? We have to find basically the value of x, no? Answer is 12. B option. Okay, beta ji. Then this kind of questions, in these I said that you should go for the options. Replace the values with the options, and then you have to apply the BODMAS rule also. So here brackets are not there, so you can say Damas rule only. So let me check the first option, SPRQ. S means plus, P is also plus, S should be divisible. Okay beta, S is divisible, then P is plus, SPRQ, R is multiply and Q is minus. So apply the BODMAS rule here. 60 divided by 15 is 4, plus 3 into 20 is 60, minus 4. Is it giving you 20 answer? No. So this option is not giving you the value. It is not coming out to be 20. Go for the next, QRPS. Q is minus, R is multiply, P is plus, and S is division. So applying BODMAS rule, 60 minus 15 into 3 is 45, plus 20 divided by 4 is 5. So you can say 60 minus 45 is 15, 15 plus 5, that is giving you 20. It is satisfying. So answer will be B option. Okay, Betaji? We have done this kind of questions also in the exam. In the class only we have done this. So you have to put the options and then check what is the pattern you are observing here. So if you put the first option BC BCA, BC BCA, is there any logic? A double B double C, A double B double C, then C A double B, it is not making the pattern. Then A double B double C, A double B, A double B triple C, A double B triple C, but here C is coming 4 times. This is not making a pattern. So which one is forming the pattern, beta? C option. Okay, let us check. In this way you will check for B also. Not satisfying. You are saying C will satisfy. Let us check. BC BAC, BC BAC. What is the pattern? A double B triple C, A double B triple C, A double B triple C. This is completing the series. Hence we can say C is right answer. Okay, beta ji. If you remember the first class of logical reasoning, in that case we discussed a topic by the name of cutting and painting of cubes. In cutting of cubes, we discussed two concepts. One case, when number of cuts was given, you have to maximize the number of pieces. Second case, when number of pieces is given, then you have to minimize the number of cuts. What was the logic? If the number of pieces is p plus 1, x plus 1 into y plus 1 into z plus 1, if this is the number of pieces, then number of cuts will be, minimum number of cuts will be x plus y plus z, where x, y, z are as close as possible. You can check your notes. लिखवाया था बेटा? The concept was, if a cube is cut into x, if x cuts are made along one plane, y cuts in another plane, z cuts in another plane, then total number of pieces will be x plus 1 into y plus 1 into z plus 1. If the number of pieces is given, then number of cuts will be minimum if x, y, z are as close as possible. If number of cuts is given, then number of pieces will be maximum, where x, y, z are as close as possible. It is given that this is divided into 60 smaller pieces. जी बेटा जी, समझाया नहीं है मैंने अभी, ठीक है ना? हाँ जी. So number of pieces is x plus 1 into y plus 1 into z plus 1, that is equal to 60. Can you break 60 into 3 as close as possible parts such that their product is 60? कर सकते हो बेटा? As close as possible बोला बेटा. 60 is not cube of a number. Had it been 64, then we will say 4 into 4 into 4. But 60 is not a perfect cube. तो क्या करोगे बेटा? 60 को break करो आप. And if you check the notes, this question was given in the class. 60, you have to solve for 60, 80 and 100. ये 3 examples दिए थे मैंने class में. ठीक है ना? If it is 60, how can you break 60 into 3 parts which are as close as possible? Their product has to be 60. So that is 4 into 5 into 6. 4 into 5 into, sorry, 3 into 3. 3 into 4 into 5. 3 into 4 into 5 or 4 into 5 into 3, in whatever manner you write. So these cannot be closer than this. इससे close तो नहीं हो सकता बेटा. So if x plus 4, x plus 1 is equal to 4, then what will be the value of x? X will be equal to 3. What about y? Y will be 4. What about z? 2. What is the number of cuts required? Number of cuts required will be 9. अभी कर देते हैं बेटा. This is the length, this is the breadth, and this is the height. What is the volume of a cuboid? Length into breadth into height. If you make one cut along the length, then how many pieces will be obtained here? 2 pieces. If 5 cuts are made in this plane, then how many pieces will be obtained? 6. If x cuts are made along this plane, how many pieces will be obtained? X plus 1. If y cuts are made along this plane, how many layers will be obtained? Y plus 1. If z cuts are made in this plane, then how many layers will be there? Z plus 1. So number of pieces obtained will be x plus 1 into y plus 1 into z plus 1. That will be the number of pieces obtained. अब 60 लेके आना है बेटा. So if I am making x cut here, then you can say along the length I can make length, breadth and height has to be as close as possible. तो इनको as close as possible कैसे लेके आ सकते हो आप? 5 into 4 into 3? 5 into 4 into 3, that is coming out to be 60. Had it been, suppose बेटा ये 27 होता, क्लास अगर आपने अटेंड किया होगा तो you have seen 27 भी किया था हमने. 27 is a cube, so we can say 3 into 3 into 3, then 2 cuts in x plane, 2 in y plane, 2 in one plane and 2 in another plane. In that way we have done that. We did an example of 64 also, that is a perfect cube, but 60 is not a perfect cube. तो 60 को we can break it into 5 into 4 into 3. उससे क्लोज तो नहीं लेके आ सकते ना. तो along the length you want 4 layers. Length में along the length you want 5 pieces. 5 pieces लाने के लिए how many cuts are required? 4 cuts are required. To get 5 layers you need 4 cuts here. 1, 2, 3 and 4. 4 cuts are required. Along the breadth you want 4 pieces. To get 4 pieces how many cuts are required? 3 cuts are. 4 layers लाने के लिए how many cuts are required? To get 4 layers how many cuts are required? 3 cuts are required. So 1, 2 and 3. Along the height we want 3 layers. If you want 3 layers, then how many cuts are required? Only 2 cuts are required. What is the number of pieces obtained here? Along the length 5, along the breadth 4, along the height there are 3. Number of cuts here 4. In this case how many? 3. And here how many cuts are required? 2. So number of cuts 4 plus 3 plus 2. What is the answer? 9. So 9 cuts are required. So we can say first statement is correct. Minimum number of cuts required is 9. Okay. Then the number of smaller pieces which does not have paint on any of the faces. I think if you check your handout or the class notes, then number of pieces having no face painted. In case of a cube, it was n minus 2 cube. No color at all. And in case of cuboid, the formula was L minus 2 into B minus 2 into H minus 2. यही था ना बेटा. Along the length, you remove the left layer and the right layer, 2 layers less. Now this layer is painted, backside layer is also painted. You remove this layer and this layer, breadth will decrease by 2. Top layer is painted, bottom layer is also painted. If you remove those 2 layers, then height will also decrease by 2. So what will be the number of pieces inside it which do not have a paint at all? That will be L minus 2 into B minus 2 into H minus 2. And we got to know that L was 5, B was 4 and H is equal to 3 here. So subtract 2 from them. So this will be 5 minus 2 is 3, 4 minus 2 is 2 and 3 minus 2 is 1. So how many pieces do not have a color at all? They will be present inside it. Answer will be 6. So we can say both the statements are correct. Okay beta ji. Second wala beta, in case of a cube, the number of pieces, मैं ये erase कर दूँ बेटा. If there is a cube or a cuboid, when it is painted on all the 6 faces and then cut into smaller identical cubes or the cuboids, then the number of pieces having three face painted. In case of a cube and cuboid, for both the cases, I have given you the formulas. Three face painted, it was the corner pieces, whether it is a cube or a cuboid, the corner pieces will have three faces painted. Then two face painted, they must be present at the edges. So there were 12 edges, beta. There were 12 edges. On each edge, how many pieces were there? N minus 2. But in case of a cuboid, it was 4 times L minus 2 plus 4 times B minus 2 plus 4 times of H minus 2. This was the formula. Then one face painted, there were 6 faces. On each face, there were how many pieces? N minus 2 square. 6 faces will have 6 times of this. In case of a cuboid, top and the bottom face have same, so answer will be double of that. Front and back have same, right and left have same, so that was twice of L minus 2 into B minus 2 plus 2 times of B minus 2 into H minus 2 plus 2 times of L minus 2 into H minus 2. Then no color at all. No color at all. They must be present inside it. So for a cube, the formula was N minus 2 cube. For a cuboid, what was the formula? Along the length, you remove the left layer and the right layer, then length will decrease by 2. So 2 less layers, L minus 2. You take the front layer and the back layer, both are painted, so 2 layers less in the breadth, B minus 2. You remove the top layer and the bottom layer, 2 layers less, so it will be H minus 2. Okay, beta. So you have to solve this one. This is a cuboid having no face painted. That will be L minus 2 into B minus 2 into H minus 2. Is it okay? अभी समझ में आया बेटा? बोलो हाँ. चलो, let's move to the next question. Those students who attended the class of directions. In direction, I gave you Pythagoras triplets. Pythagoras triplets में I gave you a formula. Some of the famous Pythagoras triplets. What were those? I said 3, 4, 5. Then 5, 12, 13. Then 7, 24, 25. And then 8, 15, 17. You have written these triplets. From this only you will get to know that 7, 24, 25. This is a Pythagoras triplet. You can say 7 square plus 24 square, that is equal to 25 square. ये logic लग गया बेटा. And then 12, 16 and 20. If you cancel out by 4, this is also a triplet. If you cancel out by 4, this triplet is 3, 4, 5 na? This is also a triplet. So any multiple of 3, 4, 5 is also a triplet. 6, 8, 10, you can say 30, 40, 50, all are Pythagoras triplet. So you can say 12 square plus 16 square is equal to 20 square. Then we have to find the third term. So 16 square plus 63 square, that is equal to x square. And here I gave you one more logic. If sides of a triplet are integers, if the side of a right angle triangle are integers and smallest side is an odd number, then you take the square of that number, like 3 square. 3 square is how much? 9. 9 divided by 2 is how much? 4.5. So you write the adjacent numbers 4 and 5. Similarly, here the smallest side is 5. 5 square is 25. Take half of that. 25 ka half is 12.5. So adjacent numbers will be 12 and 13. 7 square is 49. Half of that will be 24.5. So the adjacent numbers are 24 and 25. What we are doing? Taking the square of that number and then dividing by 2, writing the adjacent number. This was in case of an odd number. But what will happen if this is an even number? You do the reverse. Take half of that number and then square. Like 8 is an even number. Half of 8 is 4. Take square of 4. 4 square is 16. Which are the adjacent numbers to 16? 15 and 17. Okay, beta. So in this case, smallest number is 16. Take half of that. Half of that is 8. 8 square is 64. Which are closest to, which are the adjacent numbers of 64? 63 and 65. Basically, we have to find this number. 16 and 63 are given. We have to find 65. Okay, let this is equal to x square. Otherwise, you can do the calculation from here. So x will come out to be 65. Okay, beta ji. One more thing you can do here. If you are not comfortable with these calculations, in number system, you know how to find the unit digit. So this number is ending with 6. 6 square will end with 6. 3 square will end with 9. So if you add them, then this is ending with 5. So x square is ending with 5, then x should also end with 5. Out of the option, there is only one option which is ending with 5. That's it. Okay, beta ji. By unit digit also we can solve this question. This is based upon the comparison. Comparison. If A is less than equal to B is greater than C is less than D is greater than E is greater than F is greater than equal to G is equal to H, then B is always greater than E. So basically we have to compare B with E. B with E. What is the linkage between them? D is the linkage between them. So can I say beta E is less than D? Bolo yes or no? E is less than D. And what is the relationship between B and D? What is the relationship between them? There is no relation. See, D is greater than C. B is also greater than C. So how can you make a relation? How can you get a relationship between B and D? What is the relation? Out of B and D, which will be greater? We do not know. So if we are not sure what is the relation of B with D, then we are not sure about what is the relation of B with E. So we are not sure. So is it always true? No, this is wrong. Ji beta. Oh sorry, the first statement, this is not true. What about the second? If P is greater than Q is equal to R is greater than equal to S is equal to T, then S is always less than. And in the classes also I told you, whenever you see extreme terminology, then our tendency should be to make the statement false. We have to prove that this statement is false. Whenever it is talking about possibility, try to support the data. So it is always less than V. So we should take an example which makes it false. And the relationship is between S and V. S and V. By looking at this data, is it necessary that S is always less than V? Beta, can I say S can be equal to V also? Dekho. U can be replaced by V. U and V both are equal. What is the relationship between T and V? T is less than V, and you can say T can be replaced by S and U is equal to V. So what is the relation? S is either less than or equal to V. So is it always less than? No, this statement is also false. So this is also wrong. So answer is neither 1 nor 2. We have to find which of the following is our correct. So we can say neither 1 nor 2. Both are false statement. Okay, beta ji. Next one. Am I going fast, beta? those who have attended the class of number series, मैंने एक क्वेश्चन कराया था बेटा. क्वेश्चन was 15 Jan 96, then 25th Jan 96. So in this case there was a relationship between the numbers, you can say dates, and the number series. Both the things were mixed. This was the concept of calendar mixed with the number series. From January to January there is no change, or you can say plus 12, or you can say minus 12. It depends upon you. January to January. What about January to December? 1 month back. December to October, 2 months back. Now logic says that 0, -1, -2. So October is the 10th month ना बेटा. March is the 3rd month. तो logic क्या कह रहा है बेटा? It should be 10 minus 3. 10 minus 3 will be the 7th month, and then 7 minus 4 should be the 3rd month. Okay, so is it satisfying? 7 is satisfying here, so 7 means this has to be July month. X has to be July. Then you have to subtract 5 now. March minus 5. March minus 3 is again December, and 2 further 2 less than that. 2 less than December, it means October. 5 months back from March. March से 5 month पीछे जाओ बेटा. You will get October. Yes. Then from October you have to go. October is the 10th month. You have to go back 6 months. You will get the 4th month. 4th month is April. बेटे क्योंकि यहाँ पे 5 month पीछे गए हो. लॉजिक देखो. 0, -1, 1 month back, 2 month back, 3 month back, 4 month back, 5 month back. तो नेक्स्ट में क्या होना चाहिए? इट शुड बी 6 month back, and in the next it should be 7 month back. April 7 month back. April minus 4 will be December, and further 3 minus December minus 3 you will get September. It is satisfying. So what is the answer? July. X has to be July and Y has to be April. Is it okay बेटा? क्लियर है? कोई प्रॉब्लम यहाँ तक? हाँ जी बच्चे. Let's move to the next question. This is from, you can say, direction.
UPSC CSE 2024 results are out and dreams have turned into ranks. Now you are asking, how do I get there? You've got the drive. What you need is the right guidance. Lakshya Integrated Mentoring Program 2026 by Vision IAS is your one-stop guidance program for prelims, mains, and interview. Smart, strategic revision for prelims and mains. Consistent mentorship with personalized feedback. Daily weekly schedule and practice targets. Custom test practice via Sandhan test series. Interview and personality test training. All of it structured to guide you, strategic to keep you focused, and designed to meet your evolving needs. New batch starts from 19th May. It's your turn now. Start strong with Lakshya Mentoring Program 2026. Are you still juggling newspapers, random notes, and endless PDFs trying to make sense of current affairs? Let's make your UPSC prep smarter. Introducing Digital Current Affairs Premium by Vision IAS, your all-in-one platform to read, revise, and write better every single day. Have a doubt from today's news or something in your syllabus? Just ask and get instant AI-powered answers that are concise, relevant, and completely aligned with the UPSC exam pattern. No more guesswork, no more confusion. Want to boost your mains writing skills? Practice daily with structured questions and get expert feedback to sharpen your content, clarity, and analysis, because writing well is winning half the battle. Need better revision? Use quick notes and highlights to save key points, mark important lines, and organize your current affairs in a way that actually works for you. And here's the best part, some of the most powerful tools are absolutely free. Daily news summaries from The Hindu, Indian Express, and more, curated, filtered, and exam ready. Downloadable PDFs so your notes stay organized and accessible. Daily quizzes and MCQs to reinforce what you've learned and track your progress. A smart student dashboard to monitor your performance and stay on top of your goals. Whether you're just starting or deep into your prep, Digital Current Affairs Premium adapts to your strategy and makes every minute count. So why prepare the hard way when you can prepare the smart way? Visit www.visionis.in/current-affairs and start transforming your current affairs prep today. Because with Vision IAS, you don't just stay updated, you stay ahead.
Sense. Would you like to try? There are 7 places A, B, C, D, E, F, and G in a city connected by the various roads A, B, A, C, C, D, B, E, B, F, E, Z, and F, G. A is 6 kilometers south of B. So there is a relationship between A and B. A is 6 kilometers south of B. 6 kilometers. A is 10 kilometers west of C. A is on the western side of C. So C has to be on the eastern side. A is 10 kilometers west of C. D is 5 kilometers east of E. As of now, we do not have any reference for D and E. So let us keep it for a hold. C is 6 kilometers north of D. C is on the 6 kilometers north of D. So it means D has to be 6 kilometers south. So A and D will be in the same line. What if I join A and D? They have to be 10 kilometers away. Okay. F is 9 kilometers west of B. F is 9 kilometers western side of B. F is 12 kilometers north of G. As of now, we do not have G or F, but one line. D is 5 kilometers east of E. Now we have D here. D is 5 kilometers east of E. So it means E has to be somewhere in between this. How many kilometers, beta? What is the distance between D and E? D is 5 kilometers east of E. So this is 5. What about this? This will also be 5. D is 5 kilometers eastern side of E. Now F is 12 kilometers north of G. A person start from D to F, and F is 12 kilometers north of G. 12 kilometers north of G. G has to be here. A person travels from D to F through these roads. What is the distance covered by the person? Let me check. DE. A is 6 kilometers south of B. A is 10 kilometers west of C. ये थोड़ा सा गड़बड़ कर दिया ना हमने. A is 10 किलोमीटर वेस्ट ऑफ C था बेटा. A is 10 kilometer west of C. D is 5 kilometer east of E. C is 6 kilometer north of D. C is 6 kilometer north of D. And A is 10 kilometer west of C. We have done this. C is 6 kilometer north of D. D will come here. F is 9 kilometer west of B. F is 12 kilometer north of G. A person want to go from D to F through these roads. So what will be this distance, Vichye? This is 10 plus 9. 10 plus 9 is how much? 19. What about this distance? This is 6. This is also 6. 6 plus 6 will be 12. Is it okay? Now you have to go from D to F. What should be the total distance? You can choose this route. 19 plus 12, how much? 31. Or you can go through this route. 6 plus 10, 16 plus 6, 22 plus 9, 31. In both the cases, it is coming out to be 31. Is it okay, beta? 31 kilometer. Now here we have to find the distance traveled, not the shortest distance. If they ask the shortest distance, then we will join it and then we will use Pythagoras theorem here. I hope it is clear, beta. Those who have done coding, decoding class, वहाँ पे एक क्वेश्चन कराया था हमने बेटा. इनफैक्ट 2 questions were discussed. One was if cat is equal to 60, dog is equal to 420, what is the code for tiger? There what was the logic? You have to write the numerical values of the alphabets and then multiply. Something like that was given. So here also in a code, अच्छा इसमें नहीं, वो next में लगेगा बेटा. So here 64 is written as 343. 64 and 343. What is the relationship between these numbers? Both of these are perfect cube numbers. So it is cube of 4. This is written as 7 cube. Similarly, 216 is written as 729. So 216 is 6 cube. This is written as 9 cube. What about this number? 8 cube. This should be written as 11 cube. 11 cube will be 1331. That will be the answer. B option. 1331. Is it okay? A question is how is Q related to P? Data sufficiency, if you remember. How is Q related to P? First statement, P has 2 sisters, R and S. P has 2 sisters, R and S. Beta ji, we do not know the gender of P. P may be their brother or sister. Okay? So we do not know the gender of P. So first statement alone is not sufficient because in this case Q is absent. So first is not sufficient. Let's go for the second. And I told you, when you are going for the second statement, forget about the first. Don't use the information of the first. Second statement, R's father is brother of Q. In this case, P is absent. P is not there in the picture. So this statement alone is also not sufficient. Now what will happen if they are not sufficient independently? Then we will club both of them. Now clubbing this, R's father will be P's father also. R's father is brother of Q. R's father, that is P's father, is brother of Q. And question is, how is Q related to P? To answer this question, we need to be sure about the gender of which person, Q or P, whose gender is required here. Whose gender is required? Q's gender, na? Are we aware about the gender of Q? No, because there are two possibility. Q may be their uncle or aunt. We are not sure about our answer, so the data is not sufficient. Even after clubbing both the information, we are not able to answer the question. Question cannot be answered by using even any of the statements. So answer will be D option. Data is not sufficient. This is also blood relation problem. P is brother of Q and R. P is brother of Q and R. As of now, we do not know the gender of Q and R. S is R's mother. R's mother means P's mother also. S is their mother. T is P's father. It means S is husband. So T is husband of S. So T is father of all of them, all three of them. How many of the following statements are definitely true? You have to be sure about the statement. First one, S and T are a couple. That is the true. Q is T's son. Are you sure? No, beta. Q may be son, may be daughter. So we are not sure about this. T is Q's father. Yes. S is P's mother. Yes. R is T's daughter. We are not sure. We do not know the gender of R. R may be son or daughter. P is S son. We are sure about the gender of P. So how many of these statements are correct? 4 of these statements are correct. Okay, beta ji. I was talking about this cat wala jo example I gave. So you just write the numerical values of this alphabet. N is 14th letter and O is 15th letter. So if you multiply them, you will get 210. NOT, that is 14 into 15 into 20. So there you are getting 4200. So similarly, NOT is this much. We have to find NOTs, NOTES. Beta, we already know the value of NOT. NOT is 2100. We have to use only S. What is the value of S? S is 19th letter, na? S is 19th letter. So 19 times of 2100, that will be the answer. So it will be 39,900. जी बच्चे. No, beta. You just see the letters here. N-O-T. T is 20th letter, na? If you write the positional value, this is 14, this is 15, and this is 20. Taking as a whole. Beta, then how can you see how you are getting this 210? How you are getting? In coding and decoding, whatever is the logic applied here, same logic should be applied here also. How you are getting this 210? By multiplying their positional values. Similarly, by multiplying their positional values, you will get 4200. Don't say that from 210 we are getting 4200. It is not like that. This is because these numbers, these letters are also forming that pattern. That's why you are saying that. Okay? No, beta, but that is not a good logic, na? How we are getting this one? Then so this would become a number series. This question is not of number series. We have to say how we are getting 210 from no. How you are getting? Taking their positional values and then multiplying. What about NOTES? Write the positional values. N का positional value क्या होगा बेटा? 14, O is 15, T is 20, E is 5, S is 19. So 20 into 5 is 100 and this is 210. 210 into 100, that is 21,000, then multiplied by 19. 3 times 0, then that will be the answer. A similar question was discussed in the class. Mahan करके question was there, ठीक है ना? If you see the handout, Mahan में this code was there. So what we are observing in the first and the second, E is common, E, and what is common here? 1. So E is 1 here and 1 here. So one thing is there, E must be coded as 1 and its positional value is also same. E is at the end here, so E is 1 is at the end. E here is second, so 1 here is second, and there are other letter also. You can say R. R is second here, this is 5. R is third here, so third is 5. So it means these are the corresponding codes. F is written as 6, R is 5, A is 4, 3, 2, 1. This is 9158437. So y is written as 7, E is 1, M is 8, E is 1. What about N? 3. 71813. D option. Okay, clear है बच्चे? What is the pattern here? 1, 3, 6, 11. 1 plus 2. Then 3 plus 3 is 6. 6 plus 5 is 11. 11 plus 7. So these are consecutive prime numbers. Now here I told you in the number series that there is 3-step process: observation, confirmation and application. So here confirmation and application both will happen at the same time. So we have to apply the logic here and you have to reconfirm whether 42 is also falling in that pattern or not. 7, then it should be 11 and this should be 13. Then this logic will complete. So 18 plus 11, that will be 29. 29 plus 13, that is 42. It is satisfying. Answer is option C. Okay, beta. Actually, in this question there is some ambiguity. This kind of question we teach in CAT. CAT में beta, in the question only it is written that on a planet there are 3 kinds of person. One is truth teller, alternator and liar. So liar is a person whose all the statements are wrong. Alternator is the person whose one statement, no two consecutive statements will be true, no two will be false. It means if the first is true, second will be false and so on. And third one is a liar. Liar's all statements will be false. Truth teller, all statements true. Here no information regarding that is given. So that's why there is ambiguity in this question. But still, if we apply the logic, they are saying that a mobile phone has been stolen. There are 3 suspects, P, Q and R. They were questioned. Knowing that only one of them is guilty, we are assuming that the person who is guilty will be lying. If you are asking a thief whether you have committed the crime, he will say, no, I did not. ठीक है ना? वो ऐसा बोलेगा बेटा. So one of them has to be a liar and other person will be truth teller. Applying this logic, we can reach the answer. Otherwise, if we do not consider that, then answer will be cannot be concluded. But according to me, if I apply that logic that one of them who is a culprit or who is guilty, that person must be a liar. If one is liar, then other two must be speaking the truth. So one by one you consider. I am considering P is the culprit. If P is the culprit, then P's first statement must be false. I did not steal. If the statement is false, it means who has stolen? P has stolen. We have assumed that P has stolen. Second statement, Q stole it. This statement should be true or false? This should be false. So that is satisfying. If P has stolen, then Q should not have stolen. Then statement of Q and R has to be true. Q's first statement, R did not steal it. Yes, that has to be true because P has stolen. Second statement, I did not steal, Q did not steal. That is also true. What about R's statement? I did not steal. That has to be true. Yes. I do not know who did it. We are not sure about this. He may not know. So we can say if we are considering P as the culprit, then the statements are satisfying. But in the option cannot be determined is also there. Let us check. Let us verify whether what if Q is the culprit. If I am considering Q as the culprit, then Q's statement, Q's first statement, R did not steal. This statement has to be true or false. If Q is a culprit, Q has stolen it, then we are assuming that he must be lying. He is saying R did not steal. This statement is false. If this statement is false, then who has stolen? R has stolen. Is it satisfying? No. It means Q cannot be the culprit. What is the third case? Consider R is the culprit. Then R's both the statement has to be false. R has stolen. Then R's statement, I did not steal. This is false. So it means he must have stolen. Okay. I do not know who did it. Means he must be knowing it. Okay. Then other two person must be speaking the truth. If other person are speaking the truth, P is saying that Q stole it. This has to be true. If this is true, then we are assuming that R has stolen. So that this is contradicting my main statement. So what is the conclusion? Conclusion is that P must be a liar. He must have stolen the, you can say, mobile or whatever it was there. Okay. So फिर भी giving you benefit of doubt, either answer should be A option if I consider that the person who is culprit must be a liar. Otherwise answer will be cannot be determined. Okay. I am assuming that only the person who is culprit is the liar. Other person are speaking the truth. Three teams P, Q and R participated in a tournament in which the team play with one another exactly once. So how many matches will be there? 3 matches will be there. P and Q. P playing with R and Q playing with R. These will be the 3 matches. A win fetches 2 points and a draw fetches 1 point. A team gets no point for a loss. Each team scored exactly 1 point in the one goal in the tournament. Number of goals is 1. So it means none of the teams can win 2 matches. बेटा 0 goal पे कोई team win कर सकती है क्या? No ना. So there can be maximum 1 victory for a team in the tournament. The team P got 3 points. Each of them scored 1 goal and points are 3, 2 and 1. P got 3 points, Q got 2 points and R got 1 point. Okay beta. How can P get 3 points? 3 point कैसे मिल सकते हैं? By playing 2 matches, how can someone get 3 points? 1 victory and 1 draw. अरे बोलो बेटा yes or no. P must have, for a victory there are 2 points, for a draw there is 1 point, and for loss there is 0 point. P is getting 3 points. तो 3 point कैसे मिल सकते बेटा? 1 win and 1 draw. How can R get 1 point? R has to play 2 matches. R must be having 1 draw and 1 loss. Loss के लिए 0, draw के लिए 1 point. What about Q? Q के लिए there are 2 possibility. Either both draws or 1 win 1 loss. 2 possibilities है ना बेटा? चलो तो मैं दोनों possibilities लेके चलता हूँ बेटा. First possibility 1 win and 1 loss. 1 win and 1 loss. Okay, so in that case 1 win. So if there is a match between P and Q, if there is a match between P and Q, who will be the winner there? P has to be the winner because P cannot be a loser. P cannot be a loser. P is winning. So in that case, P must have scored how many goals? 1 goal. And Q must have scored 0 goal. Okay. So when there was a match between P and Q, P was the winner and Q was the loser. What about a match between Q and R? If the match is between Q and R, then that should end with, उसमें क्या होगा बेटा? Win or loss जा चुका है. Now this has to be the winner. So this has to be the loser. So Q will be getting 1 point, one goal, and R must be scoring 0 goal. ठीक है? अब कौन सा मैच बचा बेटा? Which match is left? P and R. P and R, that match has to end with a draw. P and R, their match must be a draw, then only they will be getting 1 point each. But R has not scored any goal in the last match, but R has to score 1 goal. So here R must score 1 goal. P has already scored a goal. So in the next match, P cannot score a goal. So it means next match cannot end with a draw. Next match cannot end with a draw. It means this case is not possible. This case is not possible. What is the other possibility of getting 2 points? Both draws? Are bolo beta yes or no? Both draws. If there are both draw, then we can say this must be draw, this must be draw. So match of P and Q, then P and R, Q and R. P and Q, in that match there has to be draw, but in the match of P and R, we are sure that winner has to score 1 goal. Beta P playing with R, P will be winner and R will be loser. So in that case, P must be scoring 1 goal and R must be scoring 0 goal. That is the only possible case. P has already scored a goal. So in the match of P with Q, P cannot score a goal because P has already scored a goal. So in the match of P and Q, this match has to end with a draw. So if there is a draw, then it has to be 0-0. Okay. Q and R, their match has to end with a draw, and Q has not scored any goal, R has not scored any goal. Both of them have to score 1 goal each. So this match will end with a draw and both of them will be scoring 1 goals against each other. This is the only condition, only possible case. So let us check the options. So first option, the result of the match between P and Q is a draw. P and Q, yes, this is a draw with the score of 0-0. Yes. Next, the number of goals scored by R against Q. R against Q is 1. Yes. This is also true. Hence, answer will be both 1 and 2 are correct. Both the statements are correct. Do you want me to repeat this? Repeat करना है बेटा? चलो. Question पढ़ो एक बार दोबारा से. There will be 3 matches. P is match with Q, P is match with R, and third match will be with Q and R. Each of them have scored 1 goal. Each scored exactly 1 goal in the tournament, not in the match. In the tournament, each of them have scored exactly 1 goal. For a win, there are 2 points. For a loss, there is 0 point, and for a draw, there is 1 point each in both the teams. Their points are 3, 2 and 1. Beta, how can someone get 3 points in 2 matches? 2 मैच में 3 पॉइंट लेके आने हैं बेटा. 1 victory and 1 draw. It will be 1 win and 1 loss. Draw. Okay. How can R get 1 point? 2 matches में how can someone get 1 point? 1 point तो draw से ही आ सकता है. 1 draw and 1 loss. 1 draw and 1 loss. Now Q has played 2 matches and Q के 2 points हैं बेटा. तो वो कैसे आ सकते हैं? 1 win, 1 loss और both draws. Okay? तो फर्स्ट केस लेके चलते बेटा. 1 win and 1 loss. 1 win and 1 loss. Okay बेटा. In that case, ड्रॉ तो ये एक ही मैच होगा बेटा. एंड ड्रॉ किस किस के बीच में होगा? P and R. P and R, they are playing a draw. अब ड्रॉ में भी 2 पॉसिबिलिटी हैं बेटा. 0-0 और 1-1. 0-0 और 1-1. But if they are scoring 1-1, then when P is winning, he has to score at least one goal. Okay. So match of P with Q must be ending with a victory of P. And when Q is playing with R, then Q must be the winner. And the match between P and R must end with a draw. This is the only possible case in this scenario. तो P and Q का जो मैच है बेटा, उसमें P has to score how many goals? 1 ना? 1-0. Okay. What about Q and R? That has to be 1-0. That has to be 1-0. Now in this case, R has not scored any goal. R ने अभी कोई गोल नहीं स्कोर किया ना. But each of them has scored exactly 1 goal in the tournament. So in the next match, R has to score 1 goal. But we know that R and P, that match has to end with a draw. P has already scored a goal. P cannot score in this goal. So can it end with a draw? This is not possible. That means win and loss. That scenario is not there. What is the other scenario? Both draws. Both draw na beta. So in that case, there has to be both draws. If there are both draws, then P is winning 1 match, but P cannot win with Q na, because Q's both the matches in which Q is involved are ending with a draw. So P and Q is ending with a draw. Q and R is ending with a draw. So draw with draw, draw with draw. So win and loss, that has to be resulting in the match of P and R. P will be the winner, P and R. So if P is the winner here, P has to score minimum 1 goal, and P can score only 1 goal. 1-0. Okay beta. Chalo. P cannot score a goal in this match because P has already scored 1 goal. P has to score 0, but this should end with a draw. So how can it be draw? 0 0. Q and R, it has to be a draw. They have not scored any goal, but each of them has to score one goal in the tournament. So that match will end with a draw and 1-1. That is the only possible case. I hope now you understood. So here both the statements are correct, 1 as well as 2. Okay बेटा जी, ठीक है, चलो, all the very best of luck, मिलते हैं फिर. Thank you, take care, जय हिंद.